Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action. We are here with you. We just finished week one of of college football. We're getting ready for week one of the NFL. Eric was down in Fort Worth for that epic CU TCU game. I'm going to shut up and let you talk, Eric.
I have never been to a college football game that great. I've been to so many CU road games in my life and have never been to a win. And to be there in that stadium for Prime's debut was absolutely awesome. It's a great environment, by the way. Definitely worth going a trip to TCU to watch a game. Beautiful stadium. Uh, fans were okay. I would say. Sorry, TCU fans, you get a okay rating from me. Maybe not the nicest all the time for our local Christian university down there in Texas, but you know what? CU came out with that.
Those
CU came out with
frogs,
that
man.
victory. Yeah. I asked them when they were going to run the frogs across the field, and people didn't seem to appreciate that for some reason. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. What a game, though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
quick takeaways here is for me, that CU over 3.5 that you took and that CU over 3. I'm not hedging it by taking an under 5.5 with this updated line. I'm going to ride it out with them. Let's go. I also think that something we need to look for in the future is CU totals because their offense can put up points and their defense can't slow a whole lot down. Especially, I think if Travis Hunter stops playing 156 snaps a game or whatever it was, but those are kind of my takeaways.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great victory for our Buffs.
Yeah, luckily, if I think if he's going to start resting more, it's going to be on the offensive side of the ball because it makes sense. However, he really is the defense. At least he was in that game. Besides Woods getting an interception, so yeah, man, I think CU's going to score a lot of points, and we're going to get a lot of overs. Not sure they're going to win all their games, but there's going to be a lot of points scored for sure.
Absolutely, and I think that's a smart choice. I think, we had a rough week with DFS, but some of those guys that we talked about did pull through. Moving forward with this CU team, I think that's the reason we didn't cash as much as we would have wanted to, is we didn't have any of the CU game. But Travis Hunter's not someone that I'm going to be targeting in the future for exactly what you said. I think this was his big statement game. I think Dion was ready to use him a lot more than he will in an average week. Speaking of CU, though, the line did come out. It's at -2.5 currently as we sit here on Monday, on Labor Day. I am already locking that in. You are already locking it in.
Yes.
We think this line is going to move quite a bit. I'm quite certain, because it already has done so in some books, it will go past 3 to 3.5. I think we could end with this closer to 6 once we get to kickoff on Saturday. So if you like CU, this is the time to bet it. If you think that they're going to fade into the night, have a big letdown game after that emotional win, then you might want to wait on this one if you want the other side. But if you want CU, we recommend taking it right now. Isn't that right, Eric?
Absolutely. I think you're going to see you're going to see some people come in, and the public look. Just to back up a second, CU is now the Dallas Cowboys of college football,
right?
Which means that everyone knows the public and everyone bets on the Cowboys, no matter how good or bad they are. Like America's team want to see them win. That is the University of Colorado now. So you have to get the lines early. And otherwise, they're going to move all over the place because people are going to bet on Deion Sanders the whole year. So you're going to get your best lines earlier in the week with these guys. And yeah, like you just said, I expect this to land at like a 4.5 type number, and it's just not as great. So yeah, if you're a Buffs hater and you think that they're not going to do it next week, then wait. I would just wait all the way up till maybe Friday even.
So. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give us your plays for Tuesday, September 5th?
Yeah, absolutely. So not a lot going on this week. We do have some baseball. I think we're going to need to get some guests back on for baseball, though, Steve, because I'm not making any baseball picks anytime soon. However, I love these country club sports, the tennis, golf, those types of picks. When it's major tournaments, the U.S. Open is one of my favorite events. We have a number of Americans, more than we're used to, in the top 16 here, and really excited to go with some picks on them. So I got a couple player props for you. Francis Tiafoe is going to be playing another American tomorrow in Shelton, and I'm taking Tiafoe to win 19.5 games. So this means that, yes, he has to win. He's a heavy favorite. I think he does, but I also think that means that we need Shelton to also win a set here for us to get this number. So these games are going to get more competitive. The competition is getting more stiff. I don't think TFO sweeps Shelton based on how they've both been playing their previous matches. He might win 3-1, and that's going to get us over that number for sure. And then my second pick is going to be Taylor Fritz over 14.5 games or game wins against Djokovic. Djokovic really struggled against his fellow Serbian, who was ranked number 23 just about 4 or 5 days ago in his first match. He came in and just crushed the dude yesterday, but Fritz is ranked number 9. He's been playing really great. Djokovic has got to be tired from, I almost said the Masters. Nope, it's Wimbledon. He's got to be really tired coming off Wimbledon. I mean, in the end, we're gonna have Alcaraz and Djokovic in the final probably for like the next 3 years. But you know what? Like, I think that Fritz makes it competitive and gets 14.5 just seems like such a low number. If you go through the kind of the scores of what's been happening at the US Open and against Djokovic lately, 14.5 is a really great value for both of those things. I don't think we actually put up the odds, but both of those are going to be about around minus 120 and minus 125 for those.
Perfect.
Oh, they're down there in the ticker. Great. If you need them, they're in the ticker.
Yeah, no, that's great. I've bet tennis a few times, but honestly, it's never been because of my analysis. It's been because of others. So let's go. Where can we find those? You get into your sports book, you click on the names of the matches, and you just scroll till you find like props or something like that. Is that the way to go?
I'm glad you asked that question, because you got to get into the match. You got to go to the US Open men's. You got to get into the match. So find their names. Click on the match. There's a section called player props. These are considered player props. And Perfect. You will see this. It's usually the only player prop being offered is individual game wins or under player props.
Perfect. Before we break down our 3 plays, I'd like to let's get some transparency out of the way here. Let's tell the listeners how we've been doing. And partially we're going to do this because we're doing well. Our overall record is 19-17. That's fine. Whatever. We're over 50%, but that's not what we care about, because we care about units. How are we doing when it comes to units? And because Eric here has been rattling off some favorable odds that have been hitting, we're actually up 3.23 units so far after 2 weeks of doing this with you guys. So that is fantastic. But I actually wanted to break it down a little bit more and just tell you guys where we're really winning. So Eric Doran currently for the college football season is 6-1 on the show for his plays. 6-1 at 7.22 units up. So if you placed $100 on every one of Doran's bets, you would have made $722 at this point. So you are on fire. You are hot right now.
Yes.
When you look at my bets, where I've been doing well is on soccer. I have not been doing well on college football, but on my straight soccer bets, I am 9-4. And if you recall, 9-3. If you recall, I started off with 2 losses. So I have won 9 out of my last 10. If you just count those last 10, I'm up 6.49. But overall on our season here, you and I'm up 4.49 units. So ride these hot streaks while they're going. I'm sure we'll mess up eventually, but follow me with some soccer, follow Eric with some college football, and you'll be sitting just fine. We do have the international break right now for soccer, so we'll be a little bit of time before we can bet on clubs, but I am all dialed in on international soccer as well. So starting Thursday, we have week 1 of the NFL starting up, but we also have European qualifying for the Euros, which is going to be awesome. Netherlands plays Greece, England's playing, France is playing, Poland's playing, all the big nations are playing. So it's a great time to put some money down, but we'll get into that later in the week. Eric, just real quick from you, how do you feel after these first 2.5 weeks, hearing those numbers broken down to you? Again, the show is at 3. Let me start that again. The show is up 3.23 units so far. You on your college football picks are up 7.22 units. And on soccer picks, I am up 4.449 units. So we are doing really, really well when you kind of dive into where we're making our money.
Yeah, when we started, we said this early on. We're scraping the bottom. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel to find picks for everybody. Our first week of the show, college football hadn't really started. We were really relying on soccer. When college football did start, they were like, there's only a handful of games on that week 0. Now we're getting more. The amount of quality that we're going to be able to pick from is about to double with the NFL starting, and so it's like what you're going to see from us is just we'll have increased options to bring you more picks. And so I'm really excited. The fact that we got through what I consider a really dry season, really trying to just labor through trying to find value. There's going to be so much more of that to be found. And I just expect us to kind of skyrocket from here, honestly.
I mean, and we're doing great. I mean, 3.23 for the show is fantastic. I'm really excited about that. I've really enjoyed tailing your college football plays. Now I know that you and I have both made plays that we didn't count on the official sheet that have different outcomes. So we don't care about those. We care about what Ready Bet Action is offering you. And so far, you are winning if you're following us. So we're really pleased about that. Great start for us. Let's break down our plays for Tuesday. Sorry, it's Labor Day. I'm struggling. Let's break down our plays for Tuesday, September 5th. Eric, what you got?
Yeah, I have 2 U.S. Open plays for you. We have Francis Tiafoe to get over 19.5 games won with his match against Shelton on Tuesday. And then I have Taylor Fritz to get over 14.5 games won against Djokovic. The best player in the world, but I think Fritz is going to give him some trouble.
Fritz is going to give him fits. Our final play for the week is CU -2.5. You can find that on FanDuel. All the other sportsbook have already moved on to 3. So go ahead, get FanDuel, download it. It's worth it. We are on CU -2.5 against the Cornhuskers on Saturday. It's an early kickoff. CU will be ready for it. I don't think there's going to be a letdown spot here. This is a rivalry game. Let's go, Buffs. Thank you guys so much for listening. For Eric Dorn, I'm Stefan Leco. We are Ready Bet Action. Follow us on TikTok. A lot of these plays are not being talked about on this podcast because we see numbers that come up late. So if you aren't following us on Twitter, if you're not on Instagram or on the other one, I can't remember, you're missing out on some plays. So follow us there. I've been giving out a lot of soccer props. We gave out Oregon State -13.5. Follow us there. Get all your picks. Thank you so much. We'll be back with you tomorrow.